Well, I just had to make fun of you a little bit. Because usually I'm the one that's late and you're sitting here waiting for
That
me.
is true, Dr. Sparks. Let me log in.
It's just nice to be not the late one sometimes. All right. So, Amber, if you say we're ready to go.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Oh, you got to sign in now.
Oh, geez. Let's see. Let's see.
Very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We do appreciate it. I'm usually the one running in right at the last minute, so it's kind of nice to make fun of the superintendent a little bit.
Humility is a good thing, Dr. Sparks.
So everybody, thank you for being here. We'll go ahead and call this meeting of the regular governing board meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Denise going to do the awards? Is Denise going to do the awards?
Yes, Denise is going to do it. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda. Roll call, Ms. Palacios.
Governing Board President, Dr. John Sparks.
Present.
Governing Board Clerk, Mr. Anthony Bruno.
Present.
Governing Board Member, Mrs. Amy Petersmark. Present. Governing Board Member, Mrs. Denise Reese. Present. Governing Board Member, Mr. Raul Rodriguez.
Present.
District Administration Superintendent, Dr. Manuel Valenzuela.
Present at last.
Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Lisette Huey.
Present.
Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Starlene Robinson.
Present.
Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Scott Downs.
Here. Thank you very much. We'll go on to the next item on the agenda, which is approval of the agenda. Dr. Valenzuela, I feel like I don't have to talk very loud because we're right here
We're right
next to
next
each
to each
other
other.
now.
You swear.
Instead of me over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. President Sparks, members of the board, I do recommend approval of the revised agenda as it's presented this evening.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion about the revised agenda? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and move on to approval of the minutes, Dr. Valenzuela.
Yes, sir. President Sparks, members of the board, in your packet you have draft copies of the minutes from the regularly scheduled meeting of the governing board back on February 11th. And after your review and consideration, I do recommend approval at this time.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion about the agenda? Or sorry, the minutes? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, Dr. Valenzuela's favorite part, second favorite part.
Second favorite part. The favorite is all these wonderful people who came to be with us and be honored this evening. And I know you share my sentiment. I wanted to share just a couple of notes this evening. First of all, in case you hadn't heard, Sahuarita is home to wrestling excellence once again. And I'll just go through the pictures that that Amber has there. First of all, the Sahuarita High School Mustangs wrestling team not only won a state championship, they won their 5th consecutive Arizona State championship. And our head coach, Paul Vasquez, on the right there, was named the Arizona Wrestling Coach of the Year. I think the other gentleman's a coach from, I think it's Morenci, but I'm not sure. They were the Division IV. But you know, those of us that love sports, whether you cheer for the Patriots or the Chicago Bulls of the 90s, or maybe even the Dodgers of today, you know, there are some teams that are excellent and that, but to win one any championship is awesome, but to win 5 straight, pretty amazing. We had 5 individual winners, including 2 that it was their second time. Sebastian Serrano won twice, Marcus Kilgore won twice, and then James Buck, Sergio Macias, and Nathaniel Gallardo were all state champions. And I think the second place team to Sahuarita was like 100 points behind. So we really represented. And Walden Grove High School also did well. You might have seen a couple of those pictures. A young man named Brett Bates completed a perfect undefeated season, 58-0. And we also had, as you also saw, a young lady as our first Arizona State wrestling champion. So there's Isabella Santa Maria, and there's Brett Bates. So lots to celebrate in the world of sports, but we have lots to celebrate in general. I just wanted to share that I had the opportunity since the last board meeting to attend the Southern Arizona Regional Honor Band, Choir, and Orchestra, and unbelievable. It's like professional grade musicians. It's an all-star team from all over our region. And as always, our students represented us with tremendous excellence, and also just decorum and bearing and just great pride. Very, very proud of them. Last night I went to the Sahuarita High School band concert, and I saw we had five students that earned the coveted Arizona Fine Arts seal. So it's above and beyond fine arts, performing arts, excellence demonstrated with a capstone project. And these young people, amazing young people. So very proud of that. Wanted to wish good luck to our, our basketball, the girls. Basketball programs at both schools are playing in the state playoffs. They're still hanging in there. I think tomorrow, the Mustangs go up the road to Micah Mountain, and the Red Wolves, Walden Grove, is going way up the I-17 to Flagstaff to play the Eagles. Luckily, all I can say is I'm just glad basketball is an indoor sport. But very proud of our young people, and with that, I think I've completed my report. Thank you, Dr. Sparks. Oh, thank you, Betsy. Oh, yeah. I came in such a rush that I forgot. Did you know that our band's going to Philadelphia in July for the 4th of July? We're selected to represent all of Arizona. If you would like to contribute that little QR code, you can make a contribution to support our students to get them to Philly. The Marching Mustangs are going to Philadelphia, and they're going to represent our community, our school district, our state, our entire country. One of 50 bands that gets to go to Philadelphia and participate on the 250th anniversary of America's birthday. So we're very proud of them. Help if you can. Is that everything, Betsy? All right, so we're good. Now back to you, Dr. Sparks.
Good thing Ms. Palacios keeps us in shape.
Yes, sir. I concur.
Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and move on to, thank you for your report. It's always fun to see all the exciting things.
Lots of good stuff.
We'll go ahead and move on to governing board reports. Ms. Reese.
There we go. So track season is up and running, literally, and at least for the SHS kids tonight, their first meet is being held at Empire High School in the Vail School District. So if you know a kid that likes to run or throw, or run hurdles or do something like that, then please send your good wishes to them. Baseball and softball are also up and running. So if you get a chance to go check out a game, I'm sure that our Mustangs and Red Wolves and all of the middle school teams would love to have somebody there to cheer them on. So that's it for tonight.
Thank you very much. Mr. Rodriguez.
I have no report at this time.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Petermark.
Sure, thank you. Just to reiterate what Dr. Valenzuela was saying, so many amazing things going on. Our students are amazing. Look at all of them in the audience. You guys are phenomenal. And just good luck to Lady Mustangs, Lady Red Wolves. And it was so great because so many teams made it to that next level, and having state championships, wow, that's incredible. Because we're a smaller district and we just seem to crush it. So amazing. So thank you to everybody, and everybody supporting all these teams is phenomenal. I just wanted to mention, so important, our school resource officers. So it was National School Resource Officer Day on February 15th since our last meeting. I just wanted to thank Officer Petty and Big Al. We love having them, not only for their safety at our high schools, but also for their mentorship for the students. And the students really appreciate having them there. So glad we're able to make that happen. It's phenomenal. Also, the new website of the district, if you haven't gotten on to see it yet, please do. Thank you to everybody that made that happen. It's so easy. I was clicking through there at lunch today, just easy to navigate. So hop on there when you get a chance if you need any information. And another shout out to our family resource centers that we have at Sobri and at SMS. So if you need any resources at all, be it clothing, hygiene products, just resources for everything. I know Tony's shop is helping out with that. He might speak about that in a minute. Please take advantage of those. So just shout out to everybody for making all this happen. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Mr. Bruno.
Yeah, I just want to say that for those of you who don't know, the Green Valley White Elephant contributes a lot to the school and has contributed over the last 60 years. I don't know what the total is, but it's
A lot. A lot.
over the last, and they've donated more than that, 2 million. And we held a reception 2 weeks ago to thank them. Some amazing talent from the schools were there. At the reception, we had the middle school jazz band play. I got to sit at a table with some proud parents. It was really an interesting event. The White Elephant folks who attended came in force. It's an opportunity for them to see where their money goes. And then we had a performance here in this building as well. We've got to put our foot forward with those who contribute to the district, and that was one way we did that. The other thing I got to do just this week was I attended the Sahuarita Educational Foundation meeting, and it is a group of nonprofits, community people, and the district working to provide additional programs and resources for the students here. And so when you look at everything we do here within our budget and trying to be fiscally sound for the district, we have a lot of other partners who play into that. And it is our hope that that continues with everyone. I would also encourage you, even if it's $10 or $15, to contribute to the band's trip to the East Coast. Every dollar costs, and it's a huge fee to get that many kids on a plane and in a hotel and across the country. And then finally, I don't know if it's a conflict of interest or not, but I will just say that Valley Assistant Services works in conjunction with the district in the resource centers. And not only do we help provide food and clothing, but if there's somebody struggling with rent, mortgage, or utilities, there are ways that our organization can help pay for those for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't call that a conflict of interest. Your organization provides lots of service.
I would concur with you, Dr.
Yeah.
Jones.
And I think I just would like to add, I was out at Walden Grove, and the new beautiful parking lot has all of the boundaries are in. It was still dirt, but I saw the cutout and almost 200 parking spots. And been at Wrights and Ridge, SMS, HS, SIS, Walden Grove,
Yes.
all in the last couple days, and things are moving along swimmingly. I was going to say, everybody have a good spring break, but I guess we have one more meeting technically
We
right
do, right
before spring break.
That's right.
I'm
But
looking
busily is
forward.
a good word choice. It's very busy, but very positive as well.
Yep, very good, a lot of good things going on. And thank you all for being here this evening. We'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, which is recognition of community staff and students. And I do believe we will do February support staff, and I believe Ms. Reese will be giving out awards this evening.
Yes, thank you again. One of the special parts of our meetings and part of our culture is recognizing the amazing people who contribute to the advancement of our mission and the success of our students. So we begin this month with, I believe, the February support staff Employee of the Month. And I believe, Mr. Downs, you're going to do the honors.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. It is exciting. A day before the board meeting, I always go out to the school or the department and do the announcement there. And at Wrights and Ridge, it was a little bit different at this time because they wanted me to make the announcement at lunch and they handed me a microphone. And it was really just interesting to see the reaction of the kids because they all cheered when we said the name. So it was really special and really neat to see. So thank you, Mrs. Lizardi, for making that special. It is my pleasure to read this nomination for Mrs. Shelley Lizardi, principal of Wrights and Ridge School. Ms. Lizardi has nominated Ms. Rachel Grijalva as the Sahuarita Unified School District Support Staff Member of the Month. Mrs. Rachel, as they call her, Miss Rachel, does an exceptional job of supporting our students each day. She consistently seeks out meaningful ways to contribute, even after completing all the tasks given to her by the teachers. With her can-do attitude, she never lets grass grow under her feet and is always willing to step in wherever needed. Her attendance is excellent, and everyone knows they can count on her to get the job done quickly and effectively. Miss Rachel is highly skilled at working with students, whether she's teaching a small group in reading or math. She takes the time to build positive bonds with students, and they truly love working with her. Rachel is an outstanding staff member, a true role model, and very deserving of the recognition of Employee of the Month. Again, Mrs. Rachel Grijalva as the Employee of the Month.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Dr. Sparks, if I may go on to the next.
Please.
We'll go ahead and move on to the next recognition. And like a lot of things we do in teaching, we often have to monitor the situation and adjust our own actions. So we have a very special recognition. Unfortunately, the honoree is not here this evening, but I'm going to tell you anyway because Betsy and Elsa went to a lot of trouble to assemble this beautiful flowers, and if we don't pass them on tonight, they might, they have a limited life. And we want to make sure that they're enjoyed, timely. So although we can bring Miss Haydeen back, we'll go ahead and tell you about Miss Haydeen so that we can, and I'll ask Principal Sines to come down and do the honors and receive the award. But Janice Haydeen is a music teacher at Sahuarita Intermediate School. And like many of our people, I like to say the greatest investment we have is our people in the advancement of our mission. And Janice is a great example. She was honored by the Arizona Music Educators Association and specifically the Society for General Music with their Music Advocacy Award as a mentor teacher. And basically what she did is she launched a program that, what did they call it? They called that thing her School Instrument Initiative. She wanted every kid to have an instrument, to be in an instrumental program if they wanted to be. So she, through her district additional assistance, she sought out grants, she asked for donations. I read she even went to yard sales, and she was able to achieve that so that nobody was denied the opportunity to play a musical instrument at her school just because they couldn't go rent an instrument or whatever. So she was recognized for that, for being really a positive role model and an example for her peers across the profession and across the state. So if you know Janice, she did the sing-along, Valentine's Day sing-along for the whole community in this building last week. She's handing out flowers to bus drivers on Valentine's Day to show how much we appreciate them. She's just one of those people that radiates the spirit of community that really, I think, is at the core of who we are. So, Luis, why don't you come on down and put these flowers on her desk tonight on your way out, if you would be so kind. And we'll bring her back in person, but we want to make sure she gets these beautiful flowers. Let's give it up for Miss Janice Haydeen.
Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and move on to our next item, which is the Volunteer of the Year from Sahuarita.
You know, I think if we were to count the number of hours that are selflessly given by volunteers in some way, shape, form, by school, by program, it would be a very exponential, very large growing number, because amazing people do amazing things to help our students to succeed. And to tell us about one such honoree, one such example, Mr. Downs.
Thank you very much. This nominee or recipient, I've actually seen on campus at Sobry. I try to go down there once a month and visit, and he's usually there when I'm there. So he's a fixture on the wall. So it is my pleasure to read this nomination from Sobry Elementary School. They have nominated Mr. Frederick Hunt as the Volunteer of the Year. Frederick, Mr. Hunt has dedicated his time as a volunteer at Sobry Elementary School and Wrightson Ridge School since 2007. We are incredibly grateful for his gentle kindness and patience with our students, his generosity and dedication. Mr. Hunt volunteers on a regular basis in the first grade classroom at Sobry Elementary School. He works on letter names and sounds with students and reads with students one-on-one to support their comprehension, decoding skills, and overall confidence. When Mr. Hunt walks into a classroom, students are eager to see him and want to know how to read the decodable books. Whenever on campus, Mr. Fred uplifts our students and staff with his commitment to student learning and his gentle encouragement. It is with great pleasure that we nominate Mr. Fred Hunt as our Volunteer of the Year. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hunt.
Thank you, sir.
I'm glad I got you the right building.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Valenzuela, we'll go ahead and move on to your favorite part of all board meetings.
We have amazing young
Student
people,
awards.
and I know you and all members of the board would echo those sentiments. I want to first begin by saying thank you to the moms, dads, tatas, nanas, aunts, uncles, all the family that's here, because what your presence here says to me, and I think to all of us, is that you're invested in your children and that you value them as citizens and as young people who you want to have strong character and to be good role models in their community and to be good citizens. You know, you hear me brag about our kids all the time. I mean, I could tell you about any other activities that you would like to know about. You heard me talk about sports, you heard me talk about wrestling, and to me, when any one of us or any one of our teams shines or our programs, we all shine. But you'll hear me talk about band, and you'll hear me talk about sports, but I want you to know that the citizenship of our young people is an integral part of what we do and of our mission, of honoring our mission of developing well-rounded, strong, deeply rooted young people of character. And these young people are here because they exemplify that. I just want to tell you, I just think this is kind of coincidence, but not really. And sometimes it's the little things that demonstrate kind of the core of somebody's character. They don't even sometimes realize they're doing it. About a month ago, a couple, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went to that music thing I was telling you about, the Southern Arizona Regional Honor Band. And Denise is my witness because I called her and she hadn't arrived yet because her children were participating. And I was at this Palo Verde High School. I hadn't been there for a while. I didn't really know where I was going. I just knew that I wanted to go celebrate our kids. And from across the parking lot, I hear this, "Hey, Dr. V!" And I looked, and it was 3 of our students, Asher, Elia, and Geneva. And they said, "Come here." And so I said, Leah, he said, thanks for coming out. I said, I just didn't know where I was going. You know, I can't go to the night show, but I wanted to hear you guys. Oh, we're having rehearsal. And they were gracious, and they walked me, they showed me where the auditorium was. They even walked me down into the seating space, and they were telling, look, you need to sit right here because the acoustics are the best at this point in the auditorium. And I got treated to a wonderful sample of their music. But my point is, these are 15, 16, 17-year-old young people, and they took a time to recognize their 60-year-old superintendent looking lost in the parking lot, and they brought him in, and they were nice. But that's just the kind of young people we have. So I want to thank you for making that a part of your family, because we believe that's a part of the educational process. And we are so proud of these young people. We honor them today with a certificate and a gift card to a bookstore. I think it's Barnes and Noble. We're going to take their pictures for the newspaper, but just know how much this board and all of the staff appreciates you for the investment that you have in them and in their total success, including their character, because character does count. Onward, I'll get off the soapbox and recognize our students, beginning with our leader in character from Sopri School. When your name's called, come down. Mrs. Reese will give you your prize, and then you walk over here. We got it down to a science, and
Shake
Mrs.
hands.
Robinson will set you up where we can take your picture, and then parents will invite you to come down and take pictures, and then we know it's the day before rodeo vacation. Thank you for being here. We also know kids have homework and other stuff, so you can stay, or if you want to leave at that point, that's totally okay. So let's begin with our leader in character from Sopri. Bless you. Elena Frazier, who's a kindergarten student. Elena! Good job, Elena. Good job. Good job. She's a brave soul. I was wondering if she was going to do it. Congratulations, Elena. And while Elena is making her rounds, I will recognize the first of two leaders in character from Monza Trail. Well, lo and behold, we have another kindergarten student. Congratulations, Carter Wilmore, kindergarten on the trail. And Mr. D's giving him a standing ovation, even though I don't believe he's here this evening. Good job, Mr. D. We now will recognize our leader in character from Monza Trail Middle School level. And this student is a sixth grader. Congratulations, Sophia Bussy. Sophia. Keep up the good.
Congratulations, Sophia.
We'll keep things moving right along. I think today is the day of the kindergartner. What's the saying? All I ever needed to know I learned in kindergarten. So I guess that fits tonight. And our leader in character from Sahuarita Primary School might be a familiar name to some of us. Congratulations, Meredith Silman. Go, Meredith. Congratulations to Meredith. And we will move on to our leader in character from Sahuarita Intermediate School. Congratulations, Braden Johansson. Keep up. We now move on to our leader in character from Copperview Elementary School. And he is fourth grader Oscar Abram Rodriguez Martinez. Sir. We're back to the K-8s where we do 2 of these. And our elementary grade leader and character from Wrightson Ridge School is Rigoberto Aristide Martinez. Good job, buddy. Congratulations, Rigoberto. And our second leader and character from Wrightson Ridge School is an 8th grade student. Congratulations, Haley Cantu. Congratulations to Haley. And we now recognize the leader and character from Sahuarita Middle School. Congratulations, Sebastian Passment. We now move on to our high schools in Sahuarita Digital Pathways Academy. We'll begin this evening with Sahuarita High School, where our leader and character is a senior. Congratulations, Cora Patterson. Congratulations, Cora. Our leader and character from Walden Grove High School is also a senior. Congratulations, Jayla Espinosa Garcia. And we round out this evening's recognition with the leader and character from Sahuarita Digital Pathways Academy. Congratulations, Shafia Stewart, 5th grader. Congratulations, Shafia. And while they're lining up for their picture, I just wanted to invite parents, if you want to take kind of a picture from a better angle, you're free to come down at this point. And again, after the picture, you're free to leave, or if you'd like to stay with us for the rest of the meeting, you're more than welcome. Congratulations. And again, thank you for making the time to be here with us this evening. Okay? Congratulations to all of them.
See. Good example of why Denise is better at this than I am.
Yeah.
Those little things. It's that mom. It's that mom thing. It's the mom thing.
Look at it.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
She has the looks for the picture too.
She does, I don't. He said, you have the looks of the pictures too. I don't.
Have a wonderful evening. Oh. Really? Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Little things.
Big time.
High proof. No call to publish.
Where did you
Well,
see?
you know, we're careful getting contact time with stuff from the road. You know?
This thing. That's true.
Yep,
It is.
you got time.
It is a special brand.
I don't know if this is any better than the other, really.
That's it. That's it. That's the other night. Gave
Congratulations.
me a mug. Good job.
Congratulations. Keep up the good work. Betsy. Yeah. Yes. I was just thinking the same
I'm
thing.
glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah. Yep.
That's my thing up to me.
Oh, don't even go there.
Have a good night.
Manny, you need to move down now.
She does. SIS.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. No. It's Tippy.
You're right.
Oh, that looks like Jan Spooner's.
This is Jan.
She won't get far without that.
You can't drive that car.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll go ahead and move on to the
Yep.
next item on the agenda. I see no call to public this evening, so we'll go ahead and move on to new business, possible action, the proposed school calendar. Dr. Valenzuela.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Sparks. Just a few points of information before I turn it over to my colleague, Mrs. Robinson. One, per the board's suggestion, actually now several years ago, we've moved toward looking way out with our calendar with the understanding that whatever's approved is always subject to adaptation as we get closer and we get additional feedback. We're bound by requirements of the state. We try and balance the semesters, and that we go through a pretty extensive process to get feedback from everybody, understanding that the best fit is the goal. There'll never be a perfect fit for everybody. And with that, to tell you about this process and this recommendation and this feedback, I'll turn it over to Mrs. Robinson.
Thank you so much, Dr. Valenzuela, President Sparks, members of the board, as well as our cabinet and community. We are here to ideally go on to consider the 2027-2028 calendar as initially proposed. So far, we had received up to our closing moment 63% favorable rating for our calendar overall. We had 150 participants, which is about 2.5% of our population roughly, which is about average from year to year, about the amount of people that do provide us feedback. A lot of times, no news can be good news. As you know, when it is rated and put up for public review, it is rated on a Likert scale. And of the number 4, which is the highest number of the Likert, we had 23% rating it out of 4. 22% rating it as a 3, 10% rating it as a 2, and 5% rating it as a 1. Common themes that were provided within the comment section were four-pronged. One was parent-teacher conferences timing. There was varied feedback in regards to returning it back to the parent-teacher conferences at the end of each quarter after the quarter break. There was also comments made about bringing it to the end of the quarter prior to the break. And currently, it has been brought to mid-quarter to provide teachers and teams and the parents an opportunity to change course in the event that the need is present. The second area of commentary was Thanksgiving break expansion, adding one additional day, preferably on the Wednesday, to be off. And there was varied explanations for that, whether it be travel, preparation, an extended break. And as you know, when we give one day, we would have to consider where we would take that day from. And some had mentioned rodeo, some had mentioned different parts of the calendar, including the spring holiday. But as you know, we try very hard to have 90 school days in the first half of the year with fall semester, another 90 days in the spring. So please know that would change that balance. The third grouped comments were later school start in August. As you know, we historically start with students the first Monday of August, and some of the comments that were made were for it to be the second week of August. Again, considering 90 in the first half of the year, 90 in the second, it would delay whether it be winter break or the end of the year, conclusion of the school year, where we would be going right up to Memorial, right after Memorial holiday. So those are things to consider when looking at those adjustments. And the final top 4 overall comment theme was aligning the calendar with with surrounding districts' calendar for spring break, as well as the U of A. This year, our spring break is a week after it normally is, and it is a week after the U of A spring break. So just some things for our consideration. However, my recommendation to Dr. Valenzuela, as well as the members of the board, is to leave the 2027-2028 calendar as presented to you at our January meeting, and you have a copy of what that looks like. It's also posted behind you. Thank you so much. There's a lot of consideration that goes in a calendar, and we all want what's best for everybody, and sometimes moving one thing can cause a domino effect, but we're always here listening and ready to find ways to make it the best fit for our overall community. Dr. B.
And I would just say, I mean, just thinking about it, as long as we're covering our 180 days and meeting our educational obligations, I'm flexible to whatever the critical mass of our community wants. The fact of the matter is, these are the types of things that we all, as parents, as family members, as citizens, we personalize them for the best fit. And when you put everybody's best fit together, I think you get something like this. That doesn't mean it's perfect, and we're certainly open, for example, if there's enough critical mass of people that continue to suggest that that Wednesday before Thanksgiving is a priority, we can do that, and we don't have to wait till the 2020 fiscal year 29 calendar to do it. We could bring it back to you, but we obviously need to figure out where we're going to take that extra day, similar with the conferences. So at this time, based on the thoroughness of the process and the ability to adjust in the future as needed, I think, as always, we've done our due diligence. The calendar reflects a balanced outcome, a best fit outcome of the process. So I'd recommend the board's approval of the fiscal year 28 calendar as it's presented.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. We have a motion.
So move.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion about the calendar?
I have just a quick question. I know that a few years ago, we did move over the parent-teacher conference days to where they were earlier in the quarter. How have the teachers found that? Do we have any data on that at all, or any just even feedback from the teachers as to how they feel like that's working, particularly at the like K-5 level, because that's really where these are sort of the most impactful?
I would say some informal anecdotal data is that the mid-year or the mid-quarter conferences for parent-teacher conferences, that would be September for quarter one and February for quarter three, is more based on that is already a high activity months or time of the quarter. And I will say of those who provided comments and then some, whether it be a social media post or a informal conversation, it does add an additional layer of responsibility at that time. However, the overall goal is what's in the best interest for kids, and trying to pivot when the grade is already at a conclusion at the end of the quarter is much harder. And I understand the added work to create and manage a very meaningful parent-teacher conference that is data-centered, intervention focused. And I know that that is crucial at every day of the quarter, not just midway or at the end of the year, but the main drive to move it to the mid-quarter. I believe this is our first year in doing it, but it was voted for over, it had more of a critical mass for change 2 years ago, was meant to have a conversation with families prior to the need getting bigger, or a lot more support needed by the family and the school community together versus after the fact. But I can see how much work it is to juggle all of those pieces. And there are some more built-in times historically in the years past when it was after the quarter break to have a little bit more planning. But again, as you can see, it was 150 voices, and overall it was favorable. And of course, as Dr. Valenzuela stated, we can always readdress it, but the main drive for that mid-quarter was specifically student-centered for additional intervention and support as needed.
The only question I'd like to know the answer to is, Arlene, when are we at a period of time when it's not a high activity period?
Well, that was kind of my point, because I was like, as a teacher, isn't that always? But I understand where they're coming from too. I mean, the reality of it is that if you're just coming off of a break, you're sort of going back over, routines and things like that. But I don't know. I hate to look at students and being, that quarter's already done. Oh, this is the stuff that came up during that corner, and now we don't have the ability to address it inside that same quarter. So that's why.
And to add to some things that have continued to stood out for me, it's like with kindergarten, mid-quarter would be 4 weeks in. It's really hard to know with that certain grade level, 4 weeks in, what other interventions the entire extensive need of interventions. But there is some value 4 weeks in to have a in-depth conversation about whether it be social emotional norms, behavior norms, not just the academic. I get the academic will continue to strengthen over time, but that is something that when shared with me, I was like, oh, that does make sense. I would say in February, there is love of reading. There is a lot of intermittent breaks that make every day a little bit more challenging to maximize on the planning for conferences. But again, I feel that the third quarter parent-teacher conference historically has been to target students who need additional intervention, who possibly would be considered for extensive whether it be extensive intervention and or possibly whether it be child study or even as a last resort consideration for retention, I do feel mid-quarter has more of a meaningful opportunity for additional support than at the end of third quarter, when fourth quarter, as we know, is for third through eighth grade, filled with additional state testing and end of the year culminating activities. And it's much more difficult when every day counts to provide that additional intervention and avoid some of those last resort options.
Okay, thank you.
I think anecdotally too, I think there's a shift in societal expectations over the last couple decades. Someone asked me recently, well, couldn't you check your grades in school? I'm like, no, I got a yellow envelope at the end of the year or at the end of the semester or the end of the quarter. And that was what it was. I think we've shifted that expectation to a much more aggressive or forward-thinking, trying to get ahead of things earlier, trying to not leave those changes to the ends of semesters, which that's what I'm hearing in this conversation. It feels like there's, so I also think there's some societal expectation. I mean, that what we're going to start addressing those things earlier to try to prevent or head off or change. So I think it was moved to where it is today for a valid effort, at least, in a reason. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I agree. I'm always in for more vacation days, so I don't mind the Thanksgiving thing, but, and I do wish it, some years it does line up with the U of A and some years it doesn't.
Yeah.
For those with split houses, that's a little more difficult, but no, that's all I have to say. I just think that's why we did it. That was the data that was brought, was to try to.
Well, and I remember when we had those conversations, it was very much, I think, being sort of teacher driven to try to make it to where it's like, no, we can actually impact earlier if we're doing it, earlier in the quarter. The reality of it is that I don't care when you have parent-teacher conferences, it adds a level of chaos to a teacher. Like it just does.
Yeah.
When you're on a split day schedule and kids are squirrely, and I don't care what grade you're teaching, I don't care if you're preschool, I don't care if you're kindergarten, I don't care if you're doing nothing but advanced seniors in high school. Kids are squirrely when your schedule isn't exactly the same as it was the week before. It's just the reality of dealing with kids. And so, yes, it adds a layer of chaos. What I was hoping that it would do, and when we looked at it the first time, was just absolutely to try to create a situation of where parents could be involved in those conversations earlier, things could be caught earlier, things could potentially be started with interventions or whatever else was needed, at least early interventions on things earlier, to where we weren't in this position of where it's like, especially for our third graders, like that state test, that when they have to pass that, for any kid that's actually aware of that, which mine happened to be, it adds a level to them of where it's like, okay, if there's actually something that we need to be helping with or addressing at home, then we can do that. But if I don't know about it until 2 weeks before the state test, then that's not helpful. So I'm grateful that we've continued to do it. I would like to see, continue to sort of work with, especially our teaching staff, as they go through this each year and sort of say, okay, is this really working? Is it not? And then what do we need to do? So.
I would say overall, teachers want all of their parents to be present for those
Yeah.
conversations.
They do.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that is a recommendation to pass. Did we?
I believe I made a recommendation
But I
that
have
we
not got
approve
a
the
motion.
calendar as presented.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion? We have a
We already have a
recommendation.
motion and a second.
Do I have a motion and a second?
Yeah,
Oh, wow, sorry, I
yeah,
apologize.
sorry.
Any further discussion? I thought we were on discussion, but I was like, I can't remember. So any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Thank you very much. It's always a lively discussion around schedules. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, the GMP1 main auditorium lighting upgrade for these beautiful lights.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Sparks. 2023, our voters once again put a tremendous amount of trust in regards to their investment so that we could continue to develop and renew our facilities that we use to deliver our mission of student success. And honoring that trust is something that is at the forefront of our commitment. And I know I speak for my colleagues here around the table. It does make you think about, when you think about this auditorium that we're in, I come to the realization that this building is pushing 50 years old. I think it opened 77, right?
77 or 78.
So it's 48 or 49 years old. Or maybe 47 or 48. It's pretty old. And I think that we owe a debt of gratitude to, first of all, the community for investing when they did. I think it's kind of fitting that when you walk outside and you see that cool sculpture that has like copper on it, this just factually speaking, this building was made before the days of state equalization. It was your local property taxes, and we have lots of copper in this area. Built this, I can't imagine the state-of-the-art systems and designs that were put into this building in the mid-1970s. And thanks to the people, the community, those who have worked here that have been stewards to it, look around. This is a beautiful building. And we've been and continue to be good stewards and are committed to doing that. I think of Manny started his career working in this building. And I think of the legendary John Flannery, who's on one of those rocks outside for the Hall of Fame, for all that he did. And now Evan is doing an amazing job. But we're committed in all of our buildings to bringing them up to the highest level of update and readiness to meet the needs of today's and tomorrow's youngsters. So that's what this is about. This is a GMP that's part of our bond package, again, honoring the trust. It's largely electrical improvements. It's renovations. There's a new electrical plan. There's advanced controls. There's higher energy efficiency. I don't think that, I didn't realize, and I've been here many, many years, that, and this might not be the best example, although it's still pretty high, but if you go into the main and you sit like on the floor level and you look up, that's pretty high up there.
Look down.
And that's even more so. And over the time, as it has aged, the only like viable way that we've had to replace those light bulbs is basically to climb the rafters. Am I right, Scott? Manny, am I right? And it's we shouldn't be doing that. And so we're going to put new long-range LED, state-of-the-art, higher energy efficiency. And the other thing that's cool is we wrapped in an interior paint job to this entire interior, including the lobby. And it's a work in progress. We hopefully have more in store. We know that there's other aspects of this that could use some TLC, and we're committed to making it great for the foreseeable future. The GMP is for $767,532. It's core construction. Scott, the only thing I didn't know the answer to as far as these who, what, when, why, is what's the timing of this project, Scott?
June 1st and should be done July 31st, but we're going to have to make sure those are welcome back assembly.
Well, just like the calendar, if you want 2 days on the back end, you got to pick them up on the front.
So pretty much all of summer, all of June and all of July.
Thank you, Scott. And with that, I would recommend approval of this GMP for the main auditorium lighting upgrades as presented.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion?
I want to do history.
Yes, sir.
So when this building was built, at the time Freeport wasn't Freeport, it was Duval.
Hence the name of the road?
Correct.
Okay.
And Jolene Nogales, a student, did the artwork, and she was commissioned by Freeport and bought a new car based on the work that she did out there. When they built this building, the high school was next door where the middle school is. And we got a tour of the building, and I know Manny can talk about this, but if you've never had the experience of going under here, you should get Manny or somebody to take you under there to look at the rollers and how this building actually turns. It's kind of an amazing sight.
You know what? I've had the chance to go there once, and there's these big, like, ball bearing things down there. Scott, what was one of the pieces of advice that Dr. J. St. John, my predecessor, gave you and me? Don't ever fail to maintain, grease, whatever they got to do to those things, because he said, if there's like a rocker down there, and he says, if they ever fall off the rocker, we're done.
Yep.
And so every year, Scott, have we made sure that we took care of those rotors? And we do. And thankfully, it still spins nicely, right?
I think Mr. Flanagan placed them
Yes,
Yes.
he did.
not too long ago and found the actual manufacturer to get that done.
Yes.
Of the ball bearing. Wow.
It's kind of a historic building around here.
And not many buildings spin.
No, even, can you
Very-
imagine in
It's
1977?
very 1970s, I gotta be honest.
Like the Flandre Planetarium.
The planetarium.
It's a beautiful building and we love it.
Very cool. All right, any further? I'm glad we're getting LEDs. It'll be great. And I'm assuming they're fancy, so we can
They're
do
fancy.
things like dim them and turn them up. turn
Right,
them
Scott?
down.
Do they have dimming capabilities? Yes, they have all
Do they
the.
change color? I didn't think so. That was a big wish right there. But they
But
did.
don't worry, Dr. Sparks, we have more plans in store for this building.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is policy advisories.
So this is read number 1.
I was gonna say, read number 1, and we have them all under one item A.
Yeah, we can approve them all. It's actually fine. They're all encompassing. These are ASBA reorganizational, restructural. I will say, I actually went through them, and these tend to largely pertain around budget process, obligations, procurement, rules and regulations. And so they're very important, right, Lizette?
Calendars that we follow is all U.S. clients, so I read all of them. My only recommendation
Uh-huh.
is that I respond.
So with that again comes from the days where Lizette's position was business services manager or director. If it's manager, it was even before Charlotte, you know? So yes, so with that noted, detailed, so that Betsy could relay that to ASBA, I would recommend approval of those tabling of those policy advisories as presented.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation. We have a motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion about tabling the policy advisories and updates? Or about them in general? And guess, can we make a motion? Can we amend the motion to allow them to adjust the wording, the verbiage?
Yes, so amended. And it needs
Second?
a second.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so it will be denoted, in the modified way when we bring it back.
Thank you
in a
very
couple
much.
weeks.
Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and move on to consent agenda, Dr. Valenzuela.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Sparks. As always, you have a list of consent items, and these are items that fit the category of being able to be approved in one comprehensive motion. And I do recommend approval of the consent agenda in its entirety at this time.
Thank you very much. We have a recommendation to approve the consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda. Any future possible agenda items from the board?
I'm going to look at the other end of the table here a minute. And I'd like to hear a little bit more about the educational committee and some of what you're working on. I think it would be good to have a presentation on some of the different programs.
So you're talking, what I'm hearing you say, Mr. Bruno, is kind of an educational services update.
Yep.
We can do that.
And we'll establish the next board meeting here on March 11th. It's the only board meeting in March.
Yes, sir.
No executive session. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Good job, team.